Oborigani, Oborigani. And welcome to Elonda Monet's Motivational Moment. Before I start, I have to do my salutations. Oborigani. Assalamu alaikum. Ikaro. Now that I've done my affirmations or my acknowledgement, let's get into the meat of the message for today. Now, the reason why I do my affirmations or I do my acknowledgments is to let my ancestors know that I really appreciate them and I thank them for their spirit and their wisdom. Now, today we're going to talk about Africa before slavery. Now, we didn't come into slavery until the year of 1790 to 1863. That's when slavery became prevalent. But we had a history way before slavery. We actually started in 600 BC. So we were actually already moving and shaking and having a whole society before Europeans came and stole us from our motherland. Africa before American slavery. The people of West Africa had a rich and diverse histories and cultures centuries before the Europeans arrived. Africans had kingdoms and cities and states, each of which has their own language and their own culture. The Empire of the Senegal and the Kingdom of Mali, Benin, and Congo were large and powerful with hierarchies heading complex political structures governing hundreds and thousands of people. In other areas, political systems were smaller. They relied on agreements between people and the village. Art, learning, and technology flourished, and Africans were especially skilled in medicine, mathematics, and astronomy. In addition to domestic goods, they made fine luxury items in bronze, ivory, gold, and they sold them both locally and internationally. West Africans had traded with Europeans through merchants in North Africa for centuries. The first traders to sail down to the West African coast were the Portuguese in the 15th century. The Dutch, the British, and the French followed. They were interested in our precious items such as gold, ivory, spices, and particularly pepper. From the first century, European traders kidnapped and brought Africans to be sold in Europe. However, it was not until the 17th century when plantation owners wanted more slaves to satisfy their increasing demand for sugar in Europe. The transatlantic slavery became the dynamic trade. The materials were divided in large parts from the writings of the International Museum of Slavery. So before we were brought to before we were stolen from Africa, taken to Brazil to be broken, then brought to the Americas, we had a history. We had a very rich culture. And before they actually took things or took us from Africa, we actually traded with them. So don't ever think that your start started in slavery. Your start started in Africa, a land of plenty. Thank you.